did happen. Here we go. We're jumping into our next game and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn. We have our South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Italian Terran player, the blue Terran. It is BabyMarine. And also shout out to Quentin Suit in the chat. Quentin Suit. Thank you so much for resubscribing. Thank you so much for 3 months. Do appreciate it. I apologize for not giving you a shout out earlier. It was just in the middle of the game and in the middle of the series, but thank you so much for resubscribing. We do appreciate it as we get ready for our new TvT. Oh boy. We'll catch up on the bracket momentarily. Don't you worry. We'll get there. We will get there. We are going to be settling in. And predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Oh, I will fix up the UI. I got you. But place your bets on who you think will win the series. As a reminder, this is game 1. I guess technically game 2. They had to regame. They had to regame as they had a draw. Oh boy. We go. As it's going to be double gas out of BabyMarine and double gas out of HonMonO. We've entered the TvTs. I've entered them. And again, HonMonO is traditionally a very aggressive, very assertive Korean player, but in TvT he's a little bit more standard, a little bit more by the book. Likewise, BabyMarine also known for aggression as well. I can't imagine what must have happened in that last game. Crazy, man, crazy. But we are in the quarterfinals. Okay, here we go. As HonMonO is going to be expanding on low ground, going for the initial factory, so is BabyMarine. Again, because of the double gas openers, it was a delayed CC. HonMonO does get across the map, but ooh, BabyMarine shoots first. Does shoot first, and he will shut down the Reaper. Yeah, the Reaper will not escape. Big loss for HonMonO. Just a little bit too greedy. Very often in TvT, you do not move out with the first Reaper because this can happen. And alas, now things very quickly swing in favor of BabyMarine, moving out with his first 2 Reapers. Meanwhile, HonMonO going for reactored Reaper Hellion production. So mass Reaper Hellion from HonMonO is, I imagine, hoping to catch BabyMarine off guard. Reapers dip in. Let's force BabyMarine back. I see in the chat, I bet HonMonO Marine SCV pooled with his wide array of diversified strategies. He does it sometimes against Terran, sometimes. Behind this, getting into his 1-1-1. Is settling in, getting his Cyclone production. Now that we've reached Cyclones, this Reaper Hellion is a little bit less threatening. We'll try to dive on the army and try to catch out some of these Cyclones. We'll see how quickly BabyMarine does respond. Up! As he does commit, gets a Reaper. Does lose a Hellion. And Medevac has arrived. We can juggle! Let's go! We can juggle back. HonMonO does have to retreat, does have to back off. Behind this, getting into his own tank marine production. Tanks are on the way. And HonMonO does pipe us the main army, but we have a tank in position, and yeah, we're going to be able to hold on. BabyMarine, he does stand strong, dropping across the map, hits the natural. And we'll catch a couple of SCVs, not bad. A couple of SCVs do fall. We get 3. Oh, can we get the Viking? Oh, not quite. The Viking survives. We bleed out a Cyclone. We do get away at least with the medevac. And as the dust does settle, as we're getting into our 2-base setups here, we do have tank or bio-tank Raven from BabyMarine, and HonMonO is skipping Ravens and going for a mass Viking instead. So the goal here for HonMonO is to get map control, I should say get air control with these Vikings, zone away the Ravens, and wreak havoc with his ground army. Likewise, it's going to be on BabyMarine to keep these Ravens safe and sound. So there is going to be that give and take between both Terran players. That third CC's on the way. It is scouted by HonMonO. Will delay. And even get a handful of SCVs. Not bad. We get 3. We get 4. Oh. Barely get those 4 SCVs. Meanwhile, the second starport is going to be denied. We delay the second starport. Likewise, HonMonO getting into his own. And here comes the main move out. So both players going to be fighting for air control, for air dominance. But HonMonO, he's got 5 Vikings. Oh my god, that's a lot of Vikings. Speaking of, he wants the Ravens. Does want them. Oh, gets 1.5 HP. But the Raven does survive. Skin reveals the second starport. Third CC now on the way on location. HonMonO rotating around. Does rotate. I see Eba in the chat. Calm down, Eba. Calm down. Ay, ay, ay. Sneak up on the army, sniping the medevac. And the purpose here of this movement for HonMonO, he's delaying the expansion. He's delaying the third base for as long as he can and getting his own, which is finishing up. Even though BabyMarine has been done for quite some time, it has not been able to land until now. So the economies are quite similar. We're keeping up economically. Scan once again reveals the mass Viking production. Third starport on the way. There it is. Getting up to triple starport production. All the Vikings. We have 15 Vikings. Almost double the Viking count. Ay, ay, ay. That's a lot of Vikings, Sparky. HonMonO basically playing mech. Just tank Viking. As HonMonO did avoid Stim. Stim is on the way for BabyMarine, +1. Getting to his bio. Get the gas geyser, not bad. Scanner reveals the army. Vikings, they just land! Yeah, they don't even care. They force the lift. Ooh. Getting some big volleys off. The mule, oh my god! I don't think that was intentional. I think we were hoping for a scan. Ay, ay, ay. Oh my god, the Vikings do so much damage to buildings. Jesus. Yeah, but the Vikings are getting low. We have to back up. HonMonO was punished, but does deny +1. The tank on the BabyMarine still looking quite healthy. Up in tanks. Down in Vikings. Again, HonMonO still maintains the double Viking lead. 16 Vikings. Gets another medevac. Doesn't get the Raven. 10th threat in the land. These tanks are looking quite vulnerable. Do we go for it? It's tempting. Nah, there's too much Marines. Too much bio. Too much support. The orders do tension themselves. There's the land! We're gonna get 4 tanks. And 4 tanks do go down. And the Vikings, they have to commit to the fight on the ground. And so many Vikings go down. And that was not the fight to take. I mean, we did get 4 tanks. But now suddenly BabyMarine has air control. And HonMonO just losing too many Vikings, too much of his support. And now we can go for the counter drop. And the punish is real. HonMonO gets cleaned up. And BabyMarine takes the lead. And back at home, what do we have to defend? We have one tank. One tank, man. That's all we have. One tank and 13 Vikings. Here comes BabyMarine, moving out. If you recall, we saw this yesterday between HonMonO and Moja, where HonMonO did go Mass Viking and did end up defeating Moja. Did happen. So HonMonO is going to be committing. Was it against Moja? I think so. Yeah. So Vikings do slip in. Landing into the main. Sniping some add-ons. It's some damage. Getting the Raven, but the anti-armor missile does connect. Oof. Does soften up those Vikings. HonMonO has to get the hell out of here. Behind this, more CCs on the way. Double expanding. BabyMarine, he had an opportunity to try to punish HonMonO because he only had one tank, but unfortunately wasn't able to get there. And HonMonO is attempting to turtle up. Oh, good morning, Fiat. Good morning. Este Fiat. Chatter. Este Fiat. And so far, BabyMarine is looking solid. May have lost some add-ons here and there, may have lost some Vikings or tanks here and there, but for the most part has maintained those losses, is up on bases, up on economy, and BabyMarine is going to be the first to max out. Meanwhile, HonMonO is stuck at home, and he's hoping he can turtle up as best as possible and eventually stabilize and max out himself. That's going to be the hope. In TvT, it is possible. It is possible. And that means we're going to be here for a while. It's oh no. What have we done, Pappy? What have we done? Ooh, as HonMonO's out of position. Yeah, the Vikings know where they need to be. We stim in, we go for the dive, we catch out some of these tanks. And HonMonO just cannot keep up. He has Vikings, but not much else. As we have control of the natural, we're pushing into the main. And BabyMarine, he's going for the kill. It's a natural, getting on top of the production. HonMonO going for the base trade. It's the only chance, the only option that HonMonO has is full-on base trade. Yeah, the tank volleys are brutal. Vikings moving out, running into Marines and Marauders. The Vikings do land, but they're not going to trade well against the Bio. Boys, they're being pulled, but the Marauders, they do so much damage. Yeah, they just chunk away at those Vikings. GG gets called. There's nothing left, and BabyMarine will take game number 1. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. BabyMarine does take a lead. And is one game away from making it to the semifinals. Again, BabyMarine, he's not the most active of players. He hasn't competed in many of our events. So happy to see him here and now and is doing well for himself. Is doing well. Let's take that lead. We'll see if he can go further. And again, we'll catch up on those. We'll catch up on the bracket after this series. There's a lot to go over. A lot of matches. A lot of matches are ongoing. And yeah, this Mass Viking, this again, mech army of just Mass Viking tank, we have seen it do well, but unfortunately HonMonO lost his Viking advantage early on. it was that moment when HonMonO landed his Vikings on the tanks where he was punished quite hard. He got 4 tanks, but he lost almost every single Viking there, or did lose every Viking there. And from that moment, BabyMarine took control away from HonMonO. Was able to snowball out of control with his own Vikings, with his own bio army. And HonMonO just a little bit too excited. A little bit. Now we're getting into game 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura. We have our South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Hyper 1, down in the series. Let's see if we can bounce back. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the Italian Terran, the Blue Terran, 1 game away from making it to those semis, getting proxy raxed. It is BabyMarine. Because here comes not just 1, but 2 SCVs. Let's go. Both SCVs move out across the map. We are setting up for our proxy. And we'll see if BabyMarine can get a read on what's going on and piece it all together. As we're going for the double proxy racks in the natural base of BabyMarine. Oh boy. Let's go. We go. As the Raxes are on the way, BabyMarine is going for a double gas opener. Very fortunate. Double gas means we're going for a faster factory. That means faster Hellion to respond to these Reapers. Oh boy. So far, so good. BabyMarine going for an SCV scout. Initial Reapers on the way. Oh, okay, it's gonna be Proxy Marine, not Reaper. Okay. Bunker is being placed. BabyMarine currently unaware. But there goes that factory. With it, we can get into an initial Hellion, into a Cyclone. Ooh, the SCVs are going to force around. They shut down the scouting SCV. Let's go. And the bunker has now been spotted. Marines are pushing forward. They get on top of the SCV. Oh, bunker is done, and we deny the bunker of BabyMarine. Big pickoff. We deny the bunker, going for the depots. The Reaper is helping, does get a couple of shots off. Second Marine has arrived. We're getting ground. That depot, it's gonna fall. Oh, do lose 1 Marine. But we're breaking into the main base. Cyclone's on the way. We just have to buy time for the Cyclone. But we're not gonna finish the bunker. Yeah, the bunker is denied once again. We're getting so many SCV kills. We get the Marine as well, but the bunker does barely finish in time. Whew. The bunker is done. But can we get in there? I'm referring to the Marine. Can the Marine actually get to the bunker as we're losing so many SCVs? And it looks like HonMonO, he's done it! He's broken in! The Cyclone's too late! Yeah, it's too little too late. The bunker falls. The repair's not in time. The Cyclone will eventually clean this up. Or will it? Just because we're losing so many SCVs. And the Proxy Shurax is just snowballing out of control. We've gotten 11, 12 SCVs already. Oh. Is that enough though? HonMonO has double the worker count, double the SCVs, and is now being forced out of the main. Okay, now it's about containing. Now HonMonO, he's containing BabyMarine on 1 base, and now we can expand. Starport is on the way. We're going for a 2-1-1. No command center yet here from HonMonO, but he does not have the money for it. And BabyMarine, he has a lot of catching up to do. 12 SCVs. Ay, ay, ay. And there it is. There's that expansion. CC's on the way. BabyMarine is committed. We have to do something crazy. We have to move out. And we have to try to punish HonMonO. But at the same time, how can we? Reaper moves out. Does confirm the Cyclones. BabyMarine, okay, we're going for Banshees. I like it. We're going for Cloak Banshees. If HonMonO mules, if he doesn't have a scan ready, then he can be shut down. Double Cyclone drop moving out. Likewise, Cyclones on the left-hand side. They will miss each other. Uh-oh. BabyMarine doesn't have anything at home to defend. The Cyclones are coming in. BabyMarine. Likewise, though, HonMonO doesn't have much either. Things can get very chaotic soon. The Banshee is scouted. Cloak isn't done. No! Cloak isn't ready. We catch the Banshee. Likewise, Cyclones pushing into the main. At the same time, getting into the mineral line. SCVs are going down. We can always juggle back. We can save the Cyclones. Across the map, the Liberator has arrived and HonMonO has held. He holds on, denying more mining time. 7 SCV kills. He pierces in. Oh my god. He threatens a dive. And from here, it's going to be impressive if BabyMarine can somehow bring this all the way back. Force the activation of the cloak. Cyclones are still active, looking for the medevac. HonMonO getting into his own, or just going for the Raven. Drop into the main. Up! We'll lose the Cyclone. We'll lose both Cyclones. Yeah, HonMonO just getting a little bit too excited. Doesn't lose his drop. But HonMonO still has that economic advantage. And the natural base can soon be landed. Banshee dips in. We have a scan. BabyMarine getting a CC on location. Hazura and Eva, you're both animals, man. You're both animals. Oh my god. The Banshee is caught out. Catch out the Banshee, and it's kind of like a role reversal from the previous game where now BabyMarine has a rough road to travel. Is slowly building up on 2 bases, getting into Tank Raven. Meanwhile, HonMonO across the map, getting into his own bio-based army this time. We have Stim on the way, +1. It's going to be more marine heavy. Going for another drop. Oh, the Liberator gets caught. Not bad. To catch the Lib. And Stim has finished up just in time, so HonMonO can try to just go for the dive into the mineral line. He goes for it. He's diving in. Oh, and how much damage do we get done? Ooh. Respect the auto turrets. Do respect the auto turrets. We get 3 SCVs. 3 SCVs go down. Behind this, 3rd CC's on the way for both players. Let's barely get a 4th worker. Nothing major, but in this kind of game state, every worker count does count. Or every worker killed does count. Yeah, you get me. Catching a Cyclone. Scan reveals the army location, just in case BabyMarine were to move out. I do think the armies are quite comparable to each other, and there's a chance for BabyMarine to win a fight, but again, things have to be on his terms. If he can disable the tanks, if he can force HonMonO to push into his own, there's a world where BabyMarine can hold. Even with a smaller army. But it's not going to be easy. So HonMonO is pushing in. For the boost into the main. The tank is in position. Brutal tank shots. HonMonO does lose the tank. We have the disable as well on the other. And BabyMarine taking the best fight he can here. Will force back the army and clean this up. But not without losing SCVs. Oof. Tank goes down. We get 5 SCV kills. 6 SCVs. Tanks are coming in. Oh, we clean up the Marines. BabyMarine does hold, but behind this HonMonO, he's got a third. He's got a third base up and running. He's fully operational, throwing down more Raxes. Scanner reels a third fully saturated, and that's a rough scan. The counter scan is BabyMarine. He's not even fully saturated on 2 bases. He's not even there. We're still getting there. And HonMonO is pushing. BabyMarine trying to hang in there. Setting up a Doom Drop. Once again, this is kind of like the best chance that maybe BabyMarine can bounce back if he can catch the Metavacs. Does have Vikings. But I'm not so sure that's going to happen, as BabyMarine is not quite in position. It's in between the bases, and we're boosting into the main. Tanks are exposed. We go for the Doom Drop. 2 tanks go down. There's 1 left. Auto turrets will help, but yeah, that final tank does go down. GG gets called, and HonMonO ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. GG. Whew, that was a wild game 1, or game 2. With the proxy racks, the 2 racks Marine, not Reaper, it will snowball out of control, and yeah, with that we're going all the way to game 3. The ace match is upon us. And we'll see where our 2 players take us here. Again, BabyMarine, he himself is not afraid to cheese and proxy himself and be in the face of his opponent. So this could still go either way. Could still go either way. As it looks like Iba and Azura, they have begun their series. Looks like the entirety of the quarterfinals is underway. And we've yet to really embrace our semis. We're getting there, though. We're getting there. So here we go. We're going to be settling into game 3. It's going to be on Alkyone, one of the larger maps in the map pool. And if we were going to enter a longer game, a more macro game, this would be it. Would be on Alkyone. Oh boy. Let's go. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkyone, we have our Italian Terran player, the Red Terran, representing himself, currently teamless, but he is forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is BabyMarine. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player living in the land of Japan. Representing Team Hyper 1, it is HonMonO. Let's go. Oh my god. Once again, 2 SCVs. We've had enough macro, we've had enough long games. Just like the previous game, we're going for these 2 SCVs across the map, we're going for proxy Raxes. And we'll see if BabyMarine can have a bit of a better response this time. Assuming that it's going to be Marines again. Could be something else. As the Rax is being set up outside of the main. This time I'm imagining proxy Reaper just because of the Reaper cliff that's available here on Alkyone. He checks! He does check. He will confirm, and BabyMarine, he gets eyes on the Raxes. Ay, ay, ay. And he does force a cancel. Oof. A rough start for HonMonO. Very rough start. Back at home, going for 2 racks instead. In the main. And yeah, this is just a brutal beginning here for the Terran player. Do we go for... He's checking! He doubles back! He scouts! He gets eyes on the 3rd racks! Oh my god! BabyMarine! He's on fire! He sees he knows all! He's like, if I was an animal and a Terran player, which I am, what would I do? Okay. Denies both initial proxies, denies the 3rd proxy as well. BabyMarine just reading HonMonO like a book. Gets across the map and gets a full scout. It does confirm both Raxes. Is aware of the Mass Reaper coming his way. And BabyMarine back at home should be taking a more defensive stance. Should be calming things down. The first Reaper moves out. I mean, again, BabyMarine, he knows that these Raxes were delayed. So there's a small window where we can maybe get an SCV, but this is a really risky move from BabyMarine. Because 2 Reapers are about to pop out. BabyMarine, he's crazy. Dips in. The Reapers have arrived. And BabyMarine, he's going to lose the Reaper. Yeah, big overextension. Didn't realize just how close those Reapers were from finishing up. And yeah, HonMonO is fighting back. He's fighting back. CC on the low ground. Is going to be expanding. Now, what is most interesting to me is that we go 2 Reaper into add-ons. This is not normal. Usually we make additional Reapers and try to be aggressive and assertive, but alas, just hard switching here into these add-ons. It looks like some of them were spotted. So BabyMarine, he has an idea. Back at home, CC's on the way. The Proxy Marine rush was amazing. It was. It's crazy. It was crazy, man. I'm just looking at the reactions in the chat. Behind this, we're getting into our drop play, getting into our 1-1-1. Have our Terran players attempting to expand. I say attempting because, again, it's been a wild start of the game. You can see HonMonO rushing into stim. It's a really fast stim from our blue Terran player. And should be working towards an add-on swap into medevacs. To like a bio push. To a stim timing. Meanwhile, BabyMarine the first to go for a drop. A bit of a kitchen sink here. We have a Cyclone, Hellion, Reapers, bit of everything. HonMonO substitutes the natural, gets 1 SCV. Drop into the main. BabyMarine, he's gonna go for some SCV kills. They will bunch up for a moment. Ooh, but the medevac goes down. We will clean this up, but despite that, 9 SCVs go down. That's pretty good damage. Especially considering that, I mean, Hellion Reaper Cyclone just doesn't scale well into a longer game. So 9 SCV kills. Losing the medevac was less than ideal, but everything else, it was okay. We can trade it out, and now we're getting to Tank Marine, or Marine Tank. BabyMarine settling in. And now that stim is done, HonMonO can move out with his own drop play. We're just waiting for the medevacs. Those medevacs, Reapers, getting some scouting information. Again, eyes on the Marine production on the Raxes. Confirm it's not going to be mech, which we did see previously. And BabyMarine, he has a solid worker lead. There's a lot of pressure on these 2 medevacs. They need to get damage done. Pick up the Reapers, boosting across the map. Now, BabyMarine did see the Marine setup, did see the faster stim timing as well. So BabyMarine is somewhat aware, and you can see he's in position. We have 2 tanks, we have our own Marines as well. The Red Terran is ready for this. HonMonO does drop just barely outside of vision. BabyMarine is checking. Oh, does check, does confirm. Oh, massive tank. Oh my god, the tank shots are brutal. The tank shots are insane. BabyMarine, he will defend. We have 2 tanks on low ground as well. The Bio Army does respond. And HonMonO doesn't achieve too much here. We scan across the map looking for a third base. There is no third. Not in production either. BabyMarine is getting his own third base, and HonMonO is staying on 2 bases instead. Building up more Marines. I mean, there is a lot of pressure on HonMonO to get some kind of damage done, and we're pretty committed. Are committed. And as HonMonO moves out, BabyMarine, he's moving in. Double Drop is moving in towards the main base. There's not much of them to defend. There's a tank, there's a handful of Marines. But HonMonO supply blocked. Now is not the time. It is supply blocked. And HonMonO, he misses the drop. Does slip in. Tank getting in position, but the tank is so exposed, so vulnerable. Yeah, we can go straight for the tank. The tank goes down. The Marines as well. We can force a cancel. Going for the mineral line instead. Going for SCVs. Getting secure damage. There's a cancel on the third. Can we deny +1? This is becoming too much. We can and we will. And +1 defense is denied. And the drops even escape. And HonMonO is still stuck on 2 bases, Pappy. They're trying to break out of that supply block. Third CC now starting up. As BabyMarines, it's about to finish. Orbital is morphing in. And here comes the move out. It's been an intense back and forth so far in this series, but after the failed initial proxy, after the rough start from HonMonO, he was just never able to fully recover. Once again, we're scanning. HonMonO sees the third. BabyMarine sees the lack of third base. There's no rush for the Red Terran, by the way. Even though BabyMarine is up in supply, up in army, up in economy, there's no rush, so we can just calm things down, ease our way into the mid-game, saturate the third, start up a 4th CC, throw down towers, sensor towers, missile turrets. Scan does barely miss the main army. But does see the second factory. That tells us, or that should tell BabyMarine that there is more macro going on, that there is a 3rd CC. That was a tell. Yeah, tanks are getting in position. Nice spread. And HonMonO might attempt to drop into the main, but, I mean, turrets are done. Turrets are here to protect. To protect that main base. So there's no way in. Sensor tower is now finishing up. And soon BabyMarine should move out. Once he gets his defenses up and running. There's not going to be much keeping him back at home. The scary thing is always going to be like a counter Doom drop and a bit of a base trade. That is always going to be the danger. As HonMonO is still being active. We don't have many turrets here on the left-hand side, but the scan will reveal the main army. Very nice scan. Likewise, HonMonO spots BabyMarine. Does spot him as one army moves out, the other moves in, going for the drop into the natural. Again, no turrets, but we do have reinforcements and we have a tank line. And here comes the drop on top of the tanks. We don't get a single one. Oh, that's crazy. Oh my god. It's insane. Spotted. Rotating around, making his way towards the natural. HonMonO could attempt this around. going back home. Now, pushing into a siege line, even if you are up like 20, 30, 40 army supply, it can still be brutal. So, even though BabyMarine does have that supply advantage, it's actually not even that great here. Army sizes are quite similar. It's going to be 4 tanks, sorry, now 5 tanks for HonMonO. 6 now. BabyMarine has double the tank counts, but a lot of those tanks are back at home. Rotating over, HonMonO escaping with the Doom Drop is going to be spotted by BabyMarine. Both armies are maxing out. 3-3 is on the way. HonMonO actually getting much faster +3 attack. Is now done. The Marines of HonMonO are better, are superior than that of the Red Terran. Okay. Okay. I see you. So HonMonO is now breaking out. I'll see, this fight still could go anyone's way. Down rocks. Avoiding the sensor tower. BabyMarine on the way. He scans. He sees the army is missing. Doesn't know where it is. Down the rocks. Checking. Up. Does with the army. Big scout for BabyMarine. Does with the tanks. BabyMarine stimming out. Can he catch them? He can! The tanks are exposed. We're going to get 2, 3. Oh my god. Every single tank is going to go down. Massive pickup. Massive catch. And just like that, HonMonO, he plummets in supply. He has Marines. And early Marines. We're down to 1 tank. Ay, ay, ay. That was brutal. And that is what HonMonO was hoping for. You know, to catch the tanks off guard, to catch the army with its pants down. But HonMonO, where were the pants? Nowhere to be found. The pants were gone, Spaffy. And now we can just stim in. We can just stim and win. There's nothing here at home to defend. There's 1 tank. Just the 1 tank. CCs are going down. HonMonO going for a massive counterattack. Hits the 3rd base. Catch a tank. Just diving right into the main, which came with the production. Or at least hoping to. And BabyMarine, he's racing back home. By the time he does get back home, he's going to lose so much. We catch more tanks. Going for the factories. Factories are going down, and we will eventually break back in. Nice missile turret. Anti-armor missile. Missile does connect. We clean up HonMonO. Medivacs will escape. And behind this, HonMonO did double expand to take his 2 bases. HonMonO still has a comparable army. Can still pull this off. I mean, he's still heavily behind in tanks, but we have Marines. HonMonO does have Marines. He has double the Marine count. HonMonO rotating over. He's going to be rotating tanks a little bit late to siege. But they siege nonetheless. Disables on the tanks. BabyMarine should be able to break through this. And getting another tank. Yeah, HonMonO, he just rams his face against a brick wall. He does not break through. Has to back off. BabyMarine does regain control. We're back in this. Still have those tanks. HonMonO rotating. And because of all these mass expansions from HonMonO, technically if he can try to catch out the southern base, can take an economic lead. Now being forced back. Ooh, another tank goes down. Oh! Barely escapes. Barely. HonMonO just trying to distract BabyMarine, keeping him busy, buying time. Making 13 Marines at a time. Let's go. The Beyond Mass Marine style. Not easy to make work, but we're getting there. BabyMarine, he's had enough. He's finally moving out. The goal base is going to be denied. Picking up the gold. Making our way towards the third base. The Raven count still looking very healthy. And HonMonO, once again, he cannot take the main fight. He's avoiding the main army. Going for a massive counterattack. And can we force another base trade? Oh, we've left a lot of supply back at home. We have a massive siege line. HonMonO is stimming in. Oh, it's not going to be pretty. Oh no, look away! Terran players! We're pushing into the siege line, but massive tank volleys go up. We are breaking through though. Up, just barely. We break through the tanks, going for the production once again. At the same time though, BabyMarine, he takes down 2 bases. 2 CCs have fallen, 26 SCVs as well. And now we're turning back around. We're racing back. BabyMarine, he does not know about these southern bases. He doesn't know about it. Going for the starports. Going for the Raxes. And HonMonO, he just cannot keep up. He's down to 34 SCVs. Even with these expansions, like, it's still just not enough. As BabyMarine, he's happily mining off of 5 bases. And we clean up the army. We're cleaning up whatever Marines are left. Not the most efficient trade here for BabyMarine, but it's fine. it's perfectly fine. Trading out 3 tanks. The SCVs are spotted. BabyMarine, he knows. TvT is so bright. True. TvT unwinnable, papi. As HonMonO, he taps out, he runs out of steam, and BabyMarine will take the series 2-1. GG. GG, well played. BabyMarine able to claw his way back in, especially after a very chaotic game. But remember, the initial opener was brutal for HonMonO, with the initial proxy Raxes being scouted, being shut down, being cleaned up, and yeah, BabyMarine had just a very strong start to the game. HonMonO was able to fight back with the initial base trade, but it still was not enough to recover and to surpass the tank deficit that he did have. It was just too much of a lead for BabyMarine, and GG. GG, well played. BabyMarine will advance on to the semifinals. And do we have our semifinals ready? Not quite. We're getting there.